What would possess me as a 22-year-old still scared of heights to go skydiving? Let's talk about it. I lost my mom in February of 2020 and I went skydiving around October, November that same year. And I did all of this as a person who was very scared of heights growing up. There was even a time that I still remember vividly of my dad putting me on his shoulder to change a light bulb. And I was so scared, I was shaking like a leaf and still never changed a light bulb. The day of the dive started out with me at work, and this has been an ongoing conversation between me and Pedro for a while. Like, yeah, let's do it. And it just never happened. So this day in particular, I just said, I'm gonna go do it in the middle of the workday, mind you me. Of course, I clocked out, but I worked in an office, so I was not dressed to go jump off no plane. This was not a planned jumping day. I remember going to Walmart to get a t-shirt, and on the t-shirt it said, let's settle this like adults, and I felt even more motivated. Tell me why when I pulled up to the location, the sky was a little bit overcast, and I told myself, if it starts to rain, it's my sign to not do this. Y'all, it did not rain. Instead, the sky cleared right up. After paying, I went through all the safety videos as a part of a short training, then signed a few waivers cause of course this not safe. There was other people ahead of me and there's only so much that can go at a time, so I waited while I watched everybody go up and fall one by one. Watching people fall from the plane, I would describe my experience with skydiving as falling in love with the sky. Very cliche, but that's just how I felt. At this point, nobody in my family knows what I'm about to do. Because who was gonna tell them so that they can talk me out of it? Not I. Only my coworkers knew, and even they didn't believe that I just left work mid-shift to go jump out of the sky. Because when you really think about it, nobody does that. Now it's time to get all the safety gear and get ready for the jump. I meet the tandem instructor plus the videographer because, yes, I was going to pay for having the memory of the experience. We get to the plane now, and don't ask me how I reach in there because I don't remember. With every step I took closer to jumping out of the plane, there was a voice in my head telling me, you can turn back, but you can run away. I listened. The plane ride felt like the longest ride ever, and I don't remember how high up we went, but I do know they told us if we changed our mind, we can always go back with the plane, and yeah, that was not gonna be me either. Before I know it, the instructor started strapping us together and checking everything as he was telling me what the tap on my shoulder and the hand signals would mean. But my focus was on how did we all fit into this small space and why was it getting smaller? A few people went ahead of us, and now it's my turn. I am fully strapped to this man, tighter than my shadow. Just the same way Jesus is closer than a brother, that is how close this man was to me. For safety reasons, of course. Get your mind out the gutter. As he dragged me to the door, and everything in my head is screaming, don't do this. My body is just going along with it, and yeah, the head and the body just not working together right now. Guys, we reach at the door and my feet are dangling outside of the plane. No, we are near ground and I am holding my breath because what is this? The cameraman said he was going before us and we would jump right after. The man that I am strapped to started to rock back and forth, and I think he rocked back and forth at least 2 times before we fully jump out. And my eyes were closed because what is this? Him rock one more time. I just felt like we were falling slow and fast at the same time. There is no other way to explain it, but we free fall for a short while before he opened the parachute and dragged us back towards the sky, and then we slowly made our way down. Being in the clouds was the best feeling ever, but all on my mind was what if my shoes fall off? Me literally just bought the shoes a week before all of this, and I could only think about they're not laced to my foot. What if them fall off? Would we be able to find them, or would I need to buy a new pair? Because I actually did love the shoes and they were hard to find. I don't remember all that we talked about on the way down, but I remember he gave me instructions on what to do as we landed. Would I have done it again? Absolutely. Before leaving, I was offered a discounted rate for jumping again and I paid for the ticket. But when I told my friend Cruz, he said, you left God test your life and God spare you. And know you want to try again? You know what? I went back for my money because he might have been right, and I wasn't gonna learn the hard way. And this is also why I didn't tell anyone in the first place. My cousin went off on me when he saw the video. I remember him saying, "Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind?" But my dad and brothers were surprisingly calm about it, and it was all that mattered. Looking back now, I don't think skydiving was ever about proving I wasn't afraid. I was terrified. Even though I thought it would cure my fear of heights, I am still afraid to this day. It was about proving that fear doesn't always get the final say. Sometimes life will break your heart, sometimes you'll lose people you never imagined living without, but somewhere along the way, you have to decide, am I going to let fear keep me grounded, or am I going to trust God enough to take the leap? That jump lasted a few minutes, but the lesson has stayed with me for years.